Namaskar. Today is 24th July. I'm Rakesh Dalal, and this is the free elimination techniques course. Today we are doing the next elimination technique, the deep fact technique. So the earlier techniques which we have done, words have meaning, related, not related. These techniques are the level 1 techniques, right? Level 1 in the sense these are the more commonsensical techniques. They will be more intuitive. When you see a question, naturally, when some unknown question is there, you'll read something, some term, some words, etc. Some stress is there on certain things. So these are the more commonsensical kind of techniques. But these techniques will not help you solve, you know, all kinds of questions. Like different versions are there, different variations are there in questions. In fact, every question will have its own fragrance, every question will have its own uniqueness in some way. So the first thing that you have to remember is, although the principles apply, words have meaning, would have heard, related, not related, deep fact techniques, whatever other techniques we'll be talking about, the principles apply. But there is no template that you can just remember, memorize and put it on any given question and it will give you the answer. That kind of approach is not what we are stressing on. We stress on identifying the uniqueness of each question and still using what we have experienced in these classes, in the PYQs, the precedents, the traps which the PYQs have exposed us to. We use all of that cumulative experience and then we look at any given question from a fresh perspective. Okay, so the experience is there, but still we take the question at its face value from a fresh perspective. There could be some new thing also in the question, so we just have to be ready for that new thing and then apply whatever we have learned. There will be many things which are related to the precedents which we have seen, the traps which we have seen in the PYQs. With practice, these things tend to become a part of your thinking. So this is how this course is going to change your thinking. So you have to keep making mistakes, you have to learn from your mistakes, record every single mistake. That is the most valuable thing. Do the PYQs multiple number of times and you will be good in the exam, no problems at all. So today, as I told, this is, let us say, the level 2 technique, the first level 2 technique. So level 1 techniques are the, so to say, simpler, more intuitive, more commonsensical kind of techniques, which were the related, not related, would have heard, and this one other technique was there. I forgot. Can someone, what other technique name we had? Related, not related, would have heard, and one more technique.
So words have meanings.
Words have meaning, right? These are the simpler techniques. Okay, the level 2 technique, the more advanced, you can say, these are the level 2 techniques. So these will be applicable only when you have done the level 1 techniques. Okay, you should not jump directly to level 2 techniques. If you are doing that, you will, there's a very high chance you will go wrong in the question. तो level 2 technique पे directly jump नहीं करना है, पहले level 1 को जरूर देखना है question को, and then where level 1 is not giving us the answer, then only we will go to the level 2 techniques. So level 2, you can say it's slightly higher order techniques or more advanced techniques. Okay, तो यहाँ पे we can begin with this technique called deep fact. Okay, today we are going to focus on this one technique called deep fact, right? So what are deep facts? Deep facts is just a term which I coined to relate to facts which require deep knowledge to say whether that fact given in the statement is correct or incorrect. Okay, if you are doing it from knowledge angle, you will require deep knowledge, specialist knowledge, right, to say whether that fact is correct or incorrect. So just the name we made, deep fact technique. Now UPSC is a generalist exam or a specialist exam? Karishma, बताओ, generalist exam है कि specialist exam है? करिश्मा
Yes, sir.
बताओ, जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम है कि स्पेशलिस्ट एग्जाम है यूपीएससी?
Sir, specialist.
स्पेशलिस्ट कैसे हो गया? जियो साइंटिस्ट का एग्जाम स्पेशलिस्ट है, इकोनॉमिक सर्विसेज का एग्जाम स्पेशलिस्ट है, सिविल सर्विसेज में क्या स्पेशल है, कैसे स्पेशलिस्ट है? करिश्मा
यस सर।
बताओ कैसे स्पेशलिस्ट है ये? You can change your answer if you feel that is not the answer. Lavanya,
सर
Karishma, you want to say something?
नो सर।
Lavanya, is it a
Yes,
generalist exam or a specialist exam?
it's a generalist exam.
It's a generalist exam, right? Generalist,
Yes,
when I say generalist, Karishma, generalist मतलब कुछ भी तुम्हारा स्पेशल स्किल सेट कुछ टेस्ट नहीं कर रहा है ना। तुम एलिजिबिलिटी कंडीशंस देखो, तुमको ये थोड़ी कह रहा है कि तुमने सिर्फ इंजीनियर ही होना पड़ेगा या सिर्फ लॉ ग्रेजुएट या सिर्फ कोई पर्टिकुलर टाइप का ही तुम ग्रेजुएट हो तभी तुम दे सकती हो या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट हो,
ओके सर।
है ना। कुछ भी वर्क एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मांग रहा, कुछ भी जनरल, एनी ग्रेजुएट, एनी फील्ड, एनीबडी हु हैज गॉट जस्ट पासिंग मार्क्स कैन अप्लाई, यस और नो?
यस सर।
तो जनरली तो हुआ ना, कुछ भी स्पेशल थोड़ी मांगा है। स्पेशल नॉट इन द सेंस ऑफ कि समथिंग व्हिच इज हायर और लोअर, वो वाला स्पेशल नहीं। स्पेशल मींस कुछ स्पेसिफिक, लेट अस से दैट कुछ स्पेसिफिक स्किल सेट तो नहीं मांग रहे। एनीबडी कैन अप्लाई फॉर दिस, राइट? सो इट्स अ जनरलिस्ट
ओके
एग्जाम फ्रॉम दैट एंगल। तो अगर ये जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम है तो नॉलेज भी तो जनरल लेवल का ही चाहिए होगा ना करिश्मा, यस और नो?
यस सर।
यस। तो तुम मुझे बताओ, अगर ये जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम है, स्पेशलिस्ट एग्जाम नहीं है, और नॉलेज भी जनरलिस्ट लेवल का ही चाहिए, नॉर्मल, जो मुझे भी पता हो, तुम्हें भी पता हो, लावण्य को भी पता हो, जो हर बच्चा प्रिपेयर कर सकता है, एक डिसेंट एफर्ट अगर देगा तो प्रिपेयर कर सकता है, इस टाइप की नॉलेज एक्सपेक्टेड है यूपीएससी एस्पायरेंट से, राइट?
यस सर।
तो अगर कुछ ऐसा फैक्ट पूछा जाए जो सिर्फ किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइप के ही ट्रेनिंग वाले बंदे को मिले, या जिसने मान लो कुछ जियोलॉजी में कुछ किया है ग्रेजुएशन, वो सिर्फ जियोलॉजिस्ट को ही पता होगा वोल्केनो में किस पत्थर में किस टाइप का मिनरल बनता है, कुछ ऐसे करके पूछ लिया यूपीएससी ने, राइट? तो
राइट।
ये जो फैक्ट पूछा है, ये तो स्पेशलिस्ट फैक्ट पूछा है कि नहीं?
राइट सर।
तो ये सिर्फ जियोलॉजिस्ट को पता होगा। नॉर्मल मेरे जैसे बंदे को, जिसने कॉमर्स पढ़ी है या किसी ने साइंस पढ़ी होगी, किसी ने संस्कृत पढ़ी होगी, उसको नहीं पता होगा ये चीज, राइट?
राइट सर।
तो इस एग्जाम में इस टाइप का फैक्ट नॉलेज के एंगल से वैलिड है कि नहीं है, मतलब ये फैक्ट होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए इस एग्जाम में?
सर जैसे आपने बोला डीप फैक्ट, तो ये नॉलेज के बेस पर जनरल होगा, वो तो सबको पता होगा।
हाँ।
हाँ तो सर ये वैलिड होगा, क्योंकि मतलब सही होगा।
किसी को लगता है कि ये वाला फैक्ट एग्जाम में नहीं होना चाहिए? एनीवन?
So can you repeat the fact? My internet was a bit slow.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, दिस इज अ जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम। अगर जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम है तो नॉलेज भी जनरलिस्ट ही चाहिए ना करिश्मा?
राइट सर।
अगर नॉलेज जनरलिस्ट चाहिए तो स्पेशलिस्ट फैक्ट क्यों पूछेगा यूपीएससी? बात
यस
तुमको
सर।
समझ में आ रही है? अगर तुम्हारी ग्रेजुएशन किस में है?
सर केमिस्ट्री।
अगर केमिस्ट्री में तुम ग्रेजुएट हो, मैं कॉमर्स का ग्रेजुएट हूँ, कुछ ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में कुछ पॉलीमर का पूछ लिया यूपीएससी ने, कौन सा एलिमेंट बना के क्या बनता है, कंबाइन करके क्या
राइट सर।
बनता है, ये तुम बता सकती हो, मैं बता सकता हूँ क्या?
नो सर।
लेकिन मैं एलिजिबल तो हूं ना एग्जाम देने के
राइट
लिए।
सर। राइट
तो
सर।
अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा तो तुमको एडवांटेज नहीं हो गया मेरे ऊपर?
यस सर।
सेम एग्जाम में, सेम प्रीलिम्स में हम दोनों बैठ रहे हैं, ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ गया, एक इसमें तुमको एडवांटेज हो गया, अगला क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया कुछ एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज, बैलेंस शीट्स के रिगार्डिंग, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस स्टेटमेंट के रिगार्डिंग कुछ पूछ लिया, उसमें मेरे को एडवांटेज हो जाएगा, तुमको नहीं पता चलेगा, राइट?
राइट सर।
तो ये तो एग्जाम के फिलोसफी के अगेंस्ट जा रहा है ना। इससे तो स्पेशलिस्ट सिलेक्ट हो रहे हैं, जिसको कॉमर्स का नॉलेज है भाई वही कर पाएगा, जिसको केमिस्ट्री का नॉलेज है वही कर पाएगा, ऐसे जिसको इंजीनियरिंग का नॉलेज होगा, मेडिसिन का नॉलेज होगा वही कर पाएगा, बाकी लोग तो कर ही नहीं पाएंगे, तो फायदा क्या है? समझ रही हो?
राइट सर। राइट सर।
So this is the reason why specialist information should ideally not be asked in this exam. Are you agreeing with me, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if you're agreeing. This is why specialist information should ideally not be asked in the exam. ओके, यू ऑल आर अग्री, फाइन। लेकिन स्पेशलिस्ट इंफॉर्मेशन पूछी तो जाती है ना, स्पेशलिस्ट
यस सर।
इंफॉर्मेशन पूछी तो जाती ही है। जैसे वो बीडीबीडी वाला क्वेश्चन था 2022 में, राइट? बीडीबीडी इज अ
यस सर।
लार्ज
यस सर।
रेफ्यूजी सेटलमेंट इन नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न कीनिया, ऐसे करके पूछ लिया। भाई ये किसको
यस
पता
सर।
होगा कि हम,
PSIR वाले को सर।
पीएसआईआर वाले को पता होगा, या इनफैक्ट पीएसआरआई वाला भी नहीं, नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न में ही जाके है, पर जो कीनिया में
यस
पोस्टेड
सर।
है फॉरेन सर्विस वाला, कोई शायद उसको पता हो
यस सर।
एग्जैक्टली कहाँ है नॉर्थ कोरिया, मतलब इधर कीनिया में।
BD यस
हाँ,
सर।
ये तो स्पेशलिस्ट इंफॉर्मेशन हो गई ना,
राइट सर।
जनरलिस्ट तो नहीं है ना।
नो सर।
लेकिन यूपीएससी में प्रीलिम से पूछी गई है। दैट मीन्स अगर प्रीलिम्स में कोई क्वेश्चन आया है तो वो लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड का होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए?
होना चाहिए सर।
सबके लिए बराबर चांस होना चाहिए ना उसको सॉल्व करने का।
यस सर।
अब अगर इस स्टेटमेंट को करेक्ट बोले कि ये स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है, यूपीएससी अगर ऑफिशियल की में ये बोलेगा कि ये स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है, तो सिर्फ स्पेशलिस्ट लोगों को, जिसने ट्रेनिंग ली है या जिसको पता है, बिल्कुल उतना गहराई में पढ़ा हुआ है, वही तो कर पाएगा ना।
यस
हम
सर।
तुम जैसे लोग तो नहीं कर पाएंगे इसको, तो वो लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड डिस्टर्ब हो गई, राइट?
यस सर।
लेकिन लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड तो मेंटेन करनी ही है, नहीं तो लोग कोर्ट में जाएंगे, राइट?
राइट सर।
बिकॉज ये एग्जाम का ऑब्जेक्टिव जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम के खिलाफ है, ये स्पेशलिस्ट पूछ लिया और वो भी करेक्ट करके पूछ लिया। तो इसलिए जब भी कुछ स्पेशलिस्ट इंफॉर्मेशन अगर यूपीएससी पूछता है, डीप फैक्ट जिसमें डीप नॉलेज चाहिए, जिस इंफॉर्मेशन को नॉलेज से करने के लिए, वो स्टेटमेंट्स इन मोस्ट लाइकलीहुड गलत होते हैं। वो स्टेटमेंट्स गलत होते हैं, बिकॉज अगर करेक्ट करके दे देगा तो सिर्फ स्पेशलिस्ट को ही पता होगा, लेकिन अगर गलत करके दे देगा तो हर कोई बोल सकता है ना कि ये तो जनरलिस्ट एग्जाम है इसलिए गलत करके दिया है स्टेटमेंट, राइट?
राइट सर।
तो अगर वो गलत कर रहा है स्पेशलिस्ट फैक्ट को, तभी लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड मेंटेन हो रहा है। बिकॉज अगर उसको करेक्ट कर रहा है तो सिर्फ स्पेशलिस्ट जिसको नॉलेज है वो ही उसको करेक्ट मार्क कर सकता है, बाकी सबका गलत हो
राइट।
जाएगा वो, या बाकी सब अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे। लेकिन अगर उसको गलत करके दे रहा है तो किसी को भी स्पेशल एडवांटेज नहीं है, सबके लिए बराबर का स्टेटमेंट है फिर वो, राइट?
राइट सर।
हाँ, तो हम कुछ अभी प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, लेकिन जो ब्रॉड फिलोसफी है, द ब्रॉड फिलोसफी ऑफ डीप फैक्ट टेक्निक इज दैट if UPSC gives a fact which requires expert knowledge to solve, अगर नॉलेज से करना चाहो उस फैक्ट को और नॉलेज से करने के लिए एक्सपर्ट नॉलेज चाहिए उस फैक्ट को सॉल्व करने के लिए, तो उसको बोलेंगे डीप फैक्ट विच रिक्वायर्स स्पेशलिस्ट नॉलेज, या स्पेशलिस्ट फैक्ट बोल लो। एंड स्पेशलिस्ट फैक्ट्स are generally incorrect. Why are they incorrect? Because if they are given as correct, then only the specialist can mark them. No one else will be able to mark them, and this will disturb the level playing field. Okay.
यस
So
सर।
they are given as incorrect by UPSC so that they are equal, like equal difficulty level for everyone. Okay, so level playing field is maintained. Let me give you some examples. Is there any doubt in the theory of deep fact technique which I shared so far? Anyone? Give me a thumbs up if you understand the theory. Okay. Lavanya, Mukesh, are you people comfortable? All right. So I'll give some practice questions. Just a second. I'll give with the answer. You're not supposed to see the answer, okay? You see the answer only when I tell you to see it. You should be able to see the question on your screen right now. Are you seeing the question? Are you able to see the question, guys? Give me a thumbs up if you are able to see. Okay. Okay. चलो करिश्मा तुम ही ट्राई करो ये क्वेश्चन एक बार.
Okay.
Start reading it please. Loudly पढ़ना है.
Consider the following statements. Statement number 1.
पहले क्वेश्चन
Other
नंबर का
than
डिटेल्स क्वेश्चन डिटेल
Okay, sir.
पहले
Okay, sir.
बताओ. हाँ फिर
UPSC CSE 2022
22
series
का है.
1A question number 98.
ओके सीरीज ए पेपर का क्वेश्चन नंबर
Consider the
98 है.
Yes, sir. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. Other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature.
एग्जिट नहीं एग्जिस्ट ठीक से पढ़ो.
हाँ सर, ये सर exist in nature.
हाँ
और statement
चेंज
number
हो
2.
जाएगा नहीं तो. शब्दों को
Nanoparticles.
धीरे धीरे बहुत गौर से पढ़ना है. हाँ
Okay, sir. Nanoparticles of some metallic oxides are used in the manufactures of some cosmetics.
मैन्युफैक्चरर्स नहीं है मैन्युफैक्चर है.
So manufacture ही है.
तुम मैन्युफैक्चरर्स बोल रही हो तसल्ली से पढ़ो. हाँ
Okay, sir. Manufacture of some cosmetics.
हाँ.
Statement number 3. Nanoparticles of some commercial products. Some commercial products which enter the environment are unsafe for humans.
वेरी गुड. अब
तो सर बेसिकली क्वेश्चन नैनो पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर
नैनो
है.
पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर है. तो सबसे पहले कैसे अप्रोच करेंगे क्वेश्चन को. लेवल 1 टेक्निक्स व्हाट्स द मीनिंग.
यस सर.
नैनो पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर क्वेश्चन है. क्या समझी नैनो पार्टिकल से.
सर नैनो पार्टिकल्स मींस नैनो लेवल.
नैनो
जो
लेवल
पार्टिकल्स होंगे नैनो लेवल पे होंगे.
बहुत छोटे लेवल के पार्टिकल्स राइट.
बहुत छोटे लेवल के. यस सर.
इस क्वेश्चन के बारे में तुम ये स्टैंडर्ड फैक्ट का क्वेश्चन है कि नॉन स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चन है.
नॉन स्टैंडर्ड सर.
नॉन स्टैंडर्ड है तो एलिमिनेशन टेक्निक्स लगेंगी हमारी इसमें.
यस सर.
लगेंगी.
डेफिनेटली.
ओके वेरी गुड. तो अब इन तीनों में से सबसे आसान स्टेटमेंट कौन सा लग रहा है.
सर ये वाला और
सेकंड आसान लग रहा है. ओके दोबारा पढ़ो बताओ करेक्ट है कि फॉल्स है.
नैनो पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सम मेटालिक ऑक्साइड आर यूज्ड इन द मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ सम कॉस्मेटिक्स.
मतलब
मतलब सर नैनो पार्टिकल्स जो सम नैनो पार्टिकल्स होते हैं उनके जो मेटालिक ऑक्साइड है वो यूज करे जाते हैं इन द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ सम कॉस्मेटिक.
ओके तो करेक्ट होगा कि फॉल्स होगा.
सर इट वाज ट्रू.
ट्रू है. क्यों है ट्रू ये.
सर नैनो पार्टिकल्स का यूज किया जाता है कॉस्मेटिक्स में.
ये तुम्हें नॉलेज से पता है.
यस सर.
तो तुम तो कह रही हो कि तुम ईटी से कर रही हो तो नॉलेज ही लगा दी तो ईटी क्या लगाया फिर तुमने. ये केमिस्ट्री का पार्ट है क्या. तुमने पढ़ा हुआ है क्या ग्रेजुएशन वगैरह में.
यस सर. यस सर केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा.
Can anyone else tell me about the second statement without using knowledge? Neil?
Yes, sir. Nanoparticles of some metallic oxides. It is not defining which of the metallic oxides. There are so many metals.
So many metals. So the sum given here is wide, soft and wide. Okay.
Yes. Are used in manufacture of some cosmetics. And it is also wide in nature.
Because of some cosmetics. Okay.
Some also it can also include even one metallic oxide is used in one cosmetic.
One cosmetic. Yes. Okay.
So negation of this statement is being true is very low, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you are saying because there's a very high chance that some metallic oxide nanoparticle could be used in manufacture of some cosmetics. So it's a very high chance that the statement is correct because of some, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Fine. So soft, because the statement is soft in nature and wide in nature, it has a high chance of being correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. Okay, agreed. Karishma, do you agree with this interpretation?
Yes, sir.
तो नॉलेज के बिना भी हमने किया. नॉलेज तो तुम्हारी है ही. जब ये क्लास में आ रही हो तो बिना नॉलेज के करो स्टेटमेंट्स को. ठीक है. हाँ, वो तो नॉलेज तो है तुम्हारी, वो तो एग्जाम में नॉलेज ही पहले यूज करना है, लेकिन अभी तो प्रैक्टिस के टाइम पे लेट अस ट्राई टू यूज डू विदाउट नॉलेज, और फिर तब कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा हमको। ठीक है, गलती
ओके सर।
करने से कोई इश्यू नहीं है, लेकिन गलती तो करो। चलो हाँ,
ओके सर।
तो सेकंड करेक्ट हो जाएगा। अगला कौन सा इजी लग रहा है? देखो कल को जस्ट वन वन मोर थिंग,
सर थर्ड वाला।
जस्ट वन थिंग, कल को इन टुमारोज एग्जाम, मान लो 2024 सीएसई में,
यस
if
सर।
UPSC gives some questions with statement combinations, ठीक है, ऐसा there's a chance that UPSC may give some statement combination questions. In some it can have that one pair, two pair kind of question options only. Okay, so if the question has got statement combination, then after solving one statement, the easiest statement, you should come to the options and see what is getting eliminated, what option is getting eliminated. ठीक है?
ओके सर।
हाँ, और अगर है ही नहीं ऑप्शंस, वन पेयर टू पेयर है, तब तो खैर सभी को प्रोसेस करना पड़ेगा, तब एक अलग ही बात है। लेकिन अगर स्टेटमेंट कॉम्बिनेशन दिया है तो फिर जरूरी नहीं है कि सभी स्टेटमेंट्स को प्रोसेस करने की जरूरत हो या सभी स्टेटमेंट्स प्रोसेसेबल भी हो, जरूरी नहीं है। ठीक है, तो ये प्रैक्टिस हमको करते रहनी है, दोनों तरीके से हमको क्वेश्चन के लिए रेडी रहना है। ओके, फॉर नाउ वी आर
ओके सर।
अज्यूमिंग दैट दिस क्वेश्चन डज नॉट हैव एनी ऑप्शंस, स्टेटमेंट कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है।
ऑप्शन।
हाँ,
नो सर।
अगला कौन सा स्टेटमेंट चूज करोगे, विच इज द नेक्स्ट इजी?
ऑप्शन नंबर 3 सर।
स्टेटमेंट नंबर 3, हाँ।
The nanoparticles of some.
हम्म,
Sir, again using the sum.
ओके,
The commercial products which enter the environment are unsafe for humans.
हम्म,
हाँ, तो सर it uses the word some.
हम्म,
तो कमर्शियल प्रोडक्ट, और कमर्शियल प्रोडक्ट में कॉस्मेटिक्स भी आ गया, जो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट में हमने पढ़े,
हाँ
है ना
ठीक
सर?
है,
ये भी वाइड है।
ठीक है, वाइड है,
विच
हाँ
इंटर द एनवायरमेंट आर अनसेफ फॉर ह्यूमन।
हाँ हाँ,
हाँ, तो सर दिस स्टेटमेंट आल्सो करेक्ट।
दिस इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट। ओके, अब फर्स्ट वाले की
हाँ,
बताओ।
फर्स्ट वाला, अदर देन दोज मेड बाय ह्यूमन,
हम्म,
जो ह्यूमंस के द्वारा बनाए जा रहे हैं।
बनाए
नैनो
जा रहे हैं
पार्टिकल
कहाँ?
डू नॉट,
उनके उनके अलावा अदर देन दोज बोल रहे हैं ना,
उनके
क्या कर रही
सॉरी
हो
सॉरी सर,
करिश्मा?
अदर देन दोज मेड बाय ह्यूमन।
हाँ
हाँ, नैनो पार्टिकल डू नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर,
हाँ
एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर।
हाँ,
हाँ, जो ह्यूमन के मतलब द्वारा बनाए जा रहे हैं, उनके अलावा
हम्म,
नैनो पार्टिकल एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते नेचर में।
एग्जिट नहीं, एग्जिस्ट। तुम फिर एग्जिस्ट को एग्जिट पढ़ रही हो, दो
एग्जिस्ट
अलग
सॉरी
अलग
सॉरी।
शब्द हैं ये।
हाँ सर, ओके सर, एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर।
हाँ
हाँ, तो सर ये डू नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर।
हाँ,
हाँ, तो सर स्टेटमेंट ये रॉन्ग है,
क्यों?
क्योंकि सर नैनो पार्टिकल्स जो होते हैं वो नेचर से बनते हैं, और
ये कैसे
यूज
पता
भी हम
तुम्हें
करते
नेचर
हैं।
में बनते हैं? नैनो पार्टिकल नेचर में बनते हैं, ये कैसे पता?
नहीं नहीं सर, ह्यूमन से रिलेटेड ही तो हैं।
स्टेटमेंट क्या कह रहा है? अदर देन दोज मेड बाय ह्यूमंस, नैनो पार्टिकल डू नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर। मतलब इसका मतलब यह है कि जो ह्यूमंस बनाते हैं सिर्फ वो ही नैनो पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, मतलब नैनो पार्टिकल्स आर आर्टिफिशियल, दे आर नॉट नेचुरल। स्टेटमेंट इज सेइंग दिस
वो
कि नैनो
नेचुरल नहीं होते।
पार्टिकल्स,
हाँ,
हाँ, आर ओनली आर्टिफिशियल, नैनो पार्टिकल डू नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन नेचर, मतलब सिर्फ आर्टिफिशियल होते हैं, ह्यूमंस ही बनाता है, नेचर नहीं बनाता नैनो पार्टिकल, ये कह रहा है। ये मीनिंग अग्री करती हो कि नहीं? स्टेटमेंट क्या?
यस सर, यस सर।
तो अब बताओ कि ये स्टेटमेंट सही है कि गलत है, और क्यों?
सर वन रॉन्ग है,
क्यों?
क्योंकि सर नेचुरल भी होते हैं।
होते हैं, नेचुरल भी होते हैं या होंगे?
हाँ सर, सर हो सकते हैं, होंगे, हैं।
ओके ओके, हो सकते हैं। क्यों? अब ऐसे क्यों बोल रही हो तुम? क्योंकि ये कहना, इसका विपरीत स्टेटमेंट, ऑपोजिट स्टेटमेंट क्या होगा कि नैनो पार्टिकल नेचर में एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते, राइट?
एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करते। यस
ये
सर,
स्टेटमेंट तो बहुत डीप नॉलेज का हो गया ना, कोई साइंटिस्ट ही तो बोल सकता
यस
है कि
सर,
नैनो पार्टिकल नेचर में एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करते, सिर्फ आर्टिफिशियल होते हैं।
एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करते।
ये तो कोई नॉलेज वाला ही बंदा, मतलब स्पेशलिस्ट नॉलेज ही बोल सकता है। जनरलिस्ट के लिए क्या है कि भाई नेचर में तो सब कुछ होता है, नैनो पार्टिकल किसी ना किसी, नेचर इज सच अ वाइड टर्म, राइट? किसी ना किसी लेवल का, किसी ना किसी सोर्स से, नेचुरल सोर्स से हो सकता है ना नैनो पार्टिकल्स।
Yes, sir.
This is the reason why the first statement is wrong, because of deep fact. This is a deep fact which
Deep
UPSC
fact.
has given.
Yes, sir.
Now do you see what is deep fact?
Yes, sir.
इसलिए गलत है। और deep facts क्या होते हैं? गलत होते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड को डिस्टर्ब
गलत।
कर देंगे। डीप फैक्ट से स्पेशलिस्ट
Yes,
ही
sir.
बोल सकता है। तो नैनो पार्टिकल्स में जिसने पीएचडी करी होगी बस वही बंदा बोलेगा। बाकी हम जैसे नॉर्मल लोग जो हैं वो सब गड्ढे में गिरेंगे और वो बंदा करेक्ट मार्क कर देगा। तो यूपीएससी को ऐसा थोड़ी चाहिए। यूपीएससी कोई नैनो पार्टिकल का साइंटिस्ट थोड़ी ढूंढ रहा है। यूपीएससी तो सिर्फ एक लॉजिकल बंदा ढूंढ रहा है जो अंडर प्रेशर काम कर सके। दैट्स इट।
Yes, sir.
तो उसको सिलेक्ट करके कोई तीर थोड़ी मार लेगा यूपीएससी, राइट? तो ऑब्जेक्टिव
Right,
क्या
sir.
है एग्जाम का? प्रेशर बियरिंग कैपेसिटी वाले लोग चाहता है सर्विस में। तो इसलिए प्रेशर
Okay.
क्रिएट कर रहा है स्टेटमेंट के थ्रू, डरा रहा है तुमको डिफैक्ट देके। लेकिन डिफैक्ट क्या होते हैं? डिफैक्ट तो गलत ही होने चाहिए ना। दैट्स इट। द
Right,
मोमेंट
sir.
यू आइडेंटिफाई एनी स्टेटमेंट एज डिफैक्ट, 99.9% चांस है कि वो गलत ही होगा। ओके
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट में अगर मैं ये बोलूं, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट क्या कह रहा है कि नैनो पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सम कमर्शियल प्रोडक्ट्स। अब ये कमर्शियल वर्ड भी जरूरी नहीं है। नैनो पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सम प्रोडक्ट्स भी बोलता तब भी स्टेटमेंट ठीक था, मतलब करेक्ट ही रहेगा। कमर्शियल वर्ड कोई इसमें अलग से कुछ इम्पैक्ट नहीं ऐड कर रहा है।
Okay,
तो
sir.
नैनो पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सम प्रोडक्ट्स विच एंटर द इन्वायरमेंट आर अनसेफ फॉर ह्यूमंस। ठीक है, क्योंकि ये बहुत ही जनरलिस्ट सा स्टेटमेंट है। ठीक है, होगा। अगर मैं इसी स्टेटमेंट को ये बोलूं, नैनो पार्टिकल्स आर नॉट unsafe for humans. Nano particles are not unsafe for humans. समझ गई मीनिंग क्या है इसका?
Yes, sir.
कि नैनो
कि वो
पार्टिकल्स
हमेशा सेफ ही है।
हमेशा सेफ ही हैं। कि नैनो पार्टिकल्स अनसेफ
हाँ।
नहीं है। नैनो पार्टिकल्स
Yes,
आर नॉट अनसेफ फॉर ह्यूमंस। आई एम गिविंग दिस स्टेटमेंट।
yes, sir.
इज इट अ करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट और अ फॉल्स स्टेटमेंट? बताओ
Sir, false.
क्यों?
Sir, unsafe तो सर वो ऑलवेज सेफ ही रहेंगे। अनसेफ तो हो ही नहीं सकते।
हाँ, स्टेटमेंट ये कह रहा है कि अनसेफ नहीं हो सकते। नैनो पार्टिकल्स आर नॉट अनसेफ फॉर ह्यूमंस। दैट मींस नैनो पार्टिकल्स आर ऑलवेज सेफ। व्हेन इट सेज दे आर नॉट अनसेफ मींस
ऑलवेज
दे आर
सेफ।
ऑलवेज सेफ।
ऑलवेज सेफ।
तो ये स्टेटमेंट गलत क्यों है?
सर जर्नलिस्ट है और फिर हर चीज की
नील?
So again, it becomes a deep fact to say that it is safe. All the
Always safe.
nanoparticles are yes, always safe,
To
and
say
all the
it is,
nanoparticles.
yes, this is the reason why it is wrong. ठीक है करिश्मा, ये डीप फैक्ट बन गया ना।
यस सर।
कोई स्पेशलिस्ट ही तो बोल पाएगा कि दे आर ऑलवेज सेफ।
हाँ सर, रिसर्च करिए उस पे तो।
वही तो बोल पाएगा, नॉर्मल बंदा थोड़ी बोल सकता है। किसी
राइट
ना
सर।
किसी टाइप का नैनो पार्टिकल तो अनसेफ हो ही सकता है,
राइट सर।
राइट? ये बोल रहा है थर्ड
यस।
स्टेटमेंट अभी कि किसी ना किसी टाइप का अनसेफ है, वो अभी बोल रहा है। लेकिन इसी को मैंने अगर इफ यूपीएससी wants to flip the statement, तो वो always safe नहीं बोलेगा, because always safe तो बहुत easy हो जाएगा, बच्चे पकड़ लेंगे उसको, students have become very smart। तो वो क्या करेगा, नैनो
Yes.
पार्टिकल्स आर नॉट अनसेफ करके बोल देगा। दे आर नॉट अनसेफ। सो आर बोल रहा है तो हार्ड फैक्ट, टोन हार्ड है स्टेटमेंट की, राइट? दे आर नॉट
Okay.
अनसेफ तो मतलब दे आर ऑलवेज सेफ। if it say they are not unsafe means they are always safe. So same way defect. Very good, Neil, shabash. We'll come to the next question. BD wala to I just discussed. I'll come to the next question. So this question, this nanoparticles question, the first is incorrect statement, second and third are correct, and the answer is delta. Okay. I'll give you the next question. This is a question from 2022 only. Who would like to give it a try? Give me a raised hand. Who wants to try the next question? Neil, only Neil. Lavanya. Vasant, what about you? Can you talk? Okay, you can talk.
Sure, sir.
So Vasant, you only do the next question, okay?
Yes, sir.
I hope you have a good enough signal that we can understand what you're saying.
Yes, yes.
In case your signal is weak, I'll stop. I'll tell you to stop and I'll give the question to someone else who has a better signal. Okay, Vasant, try.
Okay, sir. 2022 question series A, question 76.
Yes, 2022 series A, question 76. Please read.
With reference to the United Nations Credentials Committee, consider the following statements.
Stop. Tell me, what do you understand by the question statement?
So they are asking about a committee formed under the United Nations. That's name is Credentials Committee.
Very good. So names have meaning. What do you understand by names have meaning?
Yes, sir. So they're asking about the whether this about the committee, Credentials Committee. So we might not have heard. Let me read the statements.
No, you don't read the statements before at least processing the name, because if you read the statement and then if you process the name, there's a chance you'll get biased. You'll get biased by the statements.
Okay,
you
sir.
must always first have an idea. Just try to process the name and then read the statement. Then when you see some statement matching the inference which you have got from the name, then it's a very high chance that that statement is correct. Otherwise, you can get biased. If you do the reverse way, you read the statement and then infer from the name, then you can get biased.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you understand? What could this committee be doing?
Credential committee means it can be a committee which checks the facts of anything, like it has to, authoritatively they are checking a facts and
Facts means
giving
credentials, right?
Credentials. It's
Yes.
a United Nations committee.
Yeah.
That,
to check credentials, perhaps,
yes.
right? And what are credentials? Credentials, like you also, when you go somewhere, you submit your credentials, right? Your documents, like those kind of facts are credentials.
Yes.
Okay, good enough. Now read the statements and tell me which is the easiest one out of the three.
Statement 1. It is a committee set up by the United Nations Security Council and under its supervision.
Okay.
Statement 2. It traditionally meets in March, June, and September every year.
Right.
Third statement is it assesses the credentials of all UN members before submitting a report to the General Assembly for approval.
Right.
So, like in processing, the third statement, it exactly to the extent explains about the credentials committee, like words of meaning. So it states that it assesses the credentials of all UN members before submitting a report to the General Assembly for approval. So it can be correct, even though it has extreme word like all UN members.
Very good.
Visibility can be like correct.
Why?
So just,
even if it is using an extreme word, why is it correct? Why do you think it is correct?
Because it's United Nations committee. All the UN members will be there. Their credentials has to be checked.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes. Because if you say, okay, all is making it incorrect. If you say that all is making it incorrect, then what should be the statement? Some, right?
Some. Okay.
If you say some, then is some a more correct statement or all a more correct statement? If you have a credentials committee, naturally it should check off all the members. Now, why should it check off only some members?
Yes. Okay.
If it is checking off only some members, then the name will reflect that. Like some kind of, like maybe Africa Credentials Committee, UN Africa Region Credentials Committee, something like that. It should reflect, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
As of now, the name is over encompassing, like encompassing everything. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is the reason why all should be there.
Okay, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is the reason why it should be correct.
So, okay, sir. So third statement is correct.
Next.
And second statement is it's non-standard. We can't. It traditionally meets in March, June, and September every year. So it's like non-standard kind of thing. Okay, before taking a call on that, first statement, let me read. It's a committee set up by United Nations Security Council, works under its supervision. First statement can be, in second statement, it needs a deep fact knowledge, like deep fact, at least we have to know in second statement. So
why is the second statement deep fact?
So we don't know like whether it meets in which month they are asking specifically, like March, June, or which month they're asking.
If instead of March, June, September, if we have August, September, October.
Yes, sir. So
is that the reason why? You read the statement again.
It traditionally meets in March, June, and September every year.
What is the stress of the statement on?
Every year, it meets every year will be like the stress.
Is the statement asking whether it meets every year or not? Is the statement asking that?
I think so, sir. Please correct if I may be wrong. Like traditionally,
it traditionally meets in X, Y, and Z months every year.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the statement is testing in which months it traditionally meets. Right.
Yes, sir.
It is not asking about the frequency of the meetings, like every year or not. If it wanted to ask every year, then the statement should have been, this committee meets every year.
Oh, okay.
Full stop. Full stop. If it wanted to ask every year, it will give you that only, right?
Okay, sir.
In English grammar, we have subject and predicate in every statement, subject and predicate, right?
Sir.
What is subject? Subject is the main thing the statement is talking about. Okay, Vasant is solving this question. This is a statement I'm telling you. Vasant is solving this question. In this statement, what is the subject? What is the statement talking about? Vasant. The statement is talking about Vasant, right?
Yes, sir.
The statement is not talking about this question.
Okay, sir.
So the subject of the statement is what the statement's main stress is on, which is Vasant in this case.
Okay, sir.
And what is the predicate, the remaining part of the statement? The predicate means the predicate gives you some information about the subject.
Okay.
Right. Vasant is a UPSC aspirant. In this statement, Vasant is a UPSC aspirant. What is the subject?
Subject is myself. Vasant is subject, like that. Stressing upon. Okay.
The statement is stressing on Vasant, right?
Yes, sir.
And the other part of the statement is giving you more information about the subject. It's not asking you about whether he's an aspirant or not.
Okay, sir.
So subject is Vasant and the predicate is the information part about the subject. So in this question, what is the main stress of the statement on?
So like traditionally, the subject
traditionally meets. When does it traditionally meet? This is the stress, right?
Yes, sir.
Months are not important. Every year is not important.
Okay.
When does it traditionally meet is important. This is the main stress.
Okay, sir. So it can be true, sir.
No. Now you have to judge whether it is true or not. Okay. Is it a known or an unknown committee?
It's unknown committee, sir. Kind of.
Unknown committee, right? Unknown. It's a random committee given, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Traditionally, what happens about something? Tradition will be known to you about which things? Important things, standard fact things, right?
Yes, sir.
On which day do we traditionally celebrate Republic Day? Tell me.
26th January, sir.
Standard fact, right? Standard fact, right?
Yes, sir.
On which day do we traditionally celebrate? Do I traditionally celebrate some event? I mean, maybe, the day I started this initiative, my institute. On which day do I traditionally celebrate that? Will you know that?
I don't know, sir.
You will not know. Why will you not know that?
Because
it is non-standard for you.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to prepare this information, right? But who will know? I will know. Why will I know? Because I'm specialist in that. It is my institute, my, I have gone through all of those details. So I know that. So
Okay.
is that statement not a deep fact?
It's a deep fact statement, sir.
The second statement, now tell me, is it a deep fact?
Yes, sir. It's a deep fact.
It's a deep
so
fact
it,
statement. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's wrong.
It's a wrong statement. Now just summarize everything for me once. Why is second a deep fact statement?
The second statement states that it traditionally meets in March, June, September, and every year.
So
I'm sorry, it's a disturbance. So like traditionally, they're asking the traditionally. So it's a deep fact statement that if not general preparation student could know what it happens traditionally. Like they will meet in which traditionally when they will meet. So
and traditionally when an unknown committee will meet, if the same statement, similar statement is asked about maybe UNSC, UN Security Council, something, we prepare UN Security Council in detail, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
So we'll have a higher chance of knowing those traditions of UNSC.
Okay, sir.
But this is a random organization given.
Yes, sir.
And traditionally is asked about a random organization. Only a specialist will know. Maybe people posted in UN will know. Maybe, very research people will know. We will not know. For us, at least, it is deep fact, right?
Yes, sir.
And deep facts are correct or false?
Generally false.
Generally
Maximum
false. Maximum false. Yes. So second statement, this is the reason why it is deep fact and should be false.
Okay, sir. Understood. And
now tell me about the first statement.
First statement is a committee set up by the UNSC and works under its supervision. It's possibly true, sir.
Possibly true?
Can be. Yes, sir.
Okay.
UNSC could have set up this committee, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And under its supervision can be sure, sir. So,
all right.
Statement 1 and 3 will be correct, and statement 2 will be wrong, sir.
Okay.
But yeah, that's option
all right.
B.
All right. Don't see the answer as of now. Don't see the answer as of now. Anyone else wants to try this question? The first statement. Neil.
Sir, when you start the question, initially we read the first statement. That is the committee set by UN Security Council and works under its supervision. Now it's a standard fact. If it is true, it will be a standard fact. Now,
no, if it is true, it will be a standard.
Already gone through the.
Neil, you are
if
saying
it is true, it will be a standard fact.
You're saying it opposite. If it is standard fact, then only you will know about it. Don't say true or false.
Yes, sir.
Don't just jump on true or false nature of any statement. Just tell me whether it is a standard fact or not and why.
Because we read about UN Security Council, sir.
No, tell me, is it a standard fact or not?
We don't read about the committees.
First, tell me, is it a standard fact
sir.
statement or not? It's not a standard fact statement.
No.
Okay, it's not a standard fact statement. Now tell me, why is it not a standard fact statement?
Because we don't read about all the committees of UN Security Council.
Yes.
We read about the functions.
Agreed.
And who all are the members and all.
Agreed.
But we don't go into all the committees that are set up under UN Security Council.
Agreed.
Unless it is something about something
Agreed.
that India volunteered and set up that committee.
Yes, absolutely agree. Okay.
So if India set up, then we would have certainly known that committee.
Then we would have heard. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So is it a true statement you are saying?
No, sir. It's a false statement.
Why is it a false statement?
Because third statement we have done the already analysis, and it says all UN members are submitting report to the General Assembly.
It will check the credentials of all UN members.
Yes, sir.
Including of India.
Yes, sir.
Including of India, and will submit a report to the General Assembly.
General Assembly for approval.
Okay, so now what next?
And in UN Security Council, all the UN members are not represented, sir.
Okay. Okay.
only 5 permanent members and
Right,
10
right,
temporary
right,
members are there.
right, right.
So credentials are verified by only some of the countries.
Okay. So you are saying credentials are verified of only some countries.
Yes, if
If it is working
if it
under
is part of the UN
UNSC.
Security Council Committee.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So this is why it is false. Lavanya, you had also raised your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I analyze the first statement as that if this would if this had been true, we would have heard about it.
Why?
I think that might be wrong because I agree with Neil's explanation more.
So would have heard is not the best technique to use in the first statement. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, initially I was thinking that maybe
Why
this
would
is the
you
right
have
way to
heard?
go about it, that I would have thought about it.
No, but just tell me why do you feel that you would have heard about it if the first is correct? Would have heard से भी the first गलत ही आ रहा है ना answer. You have not heard, so first is incorrect.
हाँ हाँ
तो
yes sir,
क्यों
yes
है?
sir.
तो चलो वही उसी को एनालाइज करते हैं एक बार. क्यों would have heard से गलत क्यों है? Why do you feel would have heard हो जाता अगर ये करेक्ट होता तो?
No, sir, I thought that, if it is under the UNSC, so it would have been sort of important and we would have heard about it, had
Yes.
some idea about it.
Yeah.
But since I haven't read anything about the Credentials Committee in relation to the UNSC, so it's probably, the statement is probably wrong.
Okay. Neil?
Sir, India was also member of the UN Security Council, sir, for that period.
Okay,
before
so
2022 exam.
So
UN Security Council was in news, and
that's okay.
India had set up some other committee which was related to terrorism, sir.
Right.
So that was in news.
That's okay. See,
So
the thing is, this will be the last question of today's class. We'll wind up after this. The thing is, look at the name, UN Credentials Committee. It is not dealing, at least apparently on the face of it, it is not dealing in any way with security, right? Terrorism, security, or something like something related to peace and security. It is not dealing. Yes or no? Just give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. Yes. Now it is not dealing with security. If UPSC wanted to give an unknown committee, an unknown organization, unknown random organization, if it wanted it to be under UN Security Council, then names of meaning should have applicable. It should have given some name related to security so that it comes under UN Security Council. That is the first way in which UPSC could have made the first statement correct, that this is something related to security, so it is under Security Council. That kind of related, not related words of meaning can apply here. In this question, that at least apparently that is not there. But Neil said one very important thing, that UN Security Council could have many committees under it, and we don't study all of them. So that means this committee also could be under UN Security Council. If some random committee is given and unknown committee is given, and if it is saying it is under UN Security Council, we can't say that it is not under UN Security Council unless some other information also is there in the question. So we have some other information also in the question. Just see the way in which the first statement is written. Feel the energy of the first statement. It is saying it's a committee set up by UNSC. UNSC is the most important UN body. So generally we know of things, at least the important things which UNSC does. So generally we are aware of those things. This one we are not aware, but there can be many things under UNSC which we are not aware. So let us give it the benefit of doubt as of now. It's a committee set up by the UNSC and works under its supervision. Why is UPSC saying the same thing twice? It's a committee set up by UNSC, full stop. This is the same thing as it works under its supervision. Do you agree with me when I say that UPSC is trying to stress this part, that it works under its supervision, by saying it this way? Do you agree with me? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, so twice it is stressing on this part that it works under its supervision. Not only it is set up, when something is set up, so naturally it works under it only, but it is making it obvious, explicit by saying it second time. Okay, so there is some red flag. Some red flag should come here because UPSC is stressing on this aspect so much. Come to the third statement. It assesses the credentials of all UN members. India also is a part of UN, so it will assess credentials of India also. So see the link that we are making now. UN Credentials Committee will check the credentials of all UN members, including of India, and then UNSC. India is important, UNSC is important, and look at the second part of the third statement. Before submitting a report to the General Assembly for approval, if it is working under the supervision of UNSC, why will it submit report to General Assembly? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. If it is working under UNSC, it should submit the report to UNSC only. Why it will submit to General Assembly? So this is the mismatch that is happening in the first and the third statement. Like there's a conflict in the first and the third statement. This is the reason why Bravo will not be the answer. And if it said 1, 2, 3, that also will not be the answer. This is why we are automatically arriving at the third statement, because third is a more generalist kind of statement, names have meaning kind of statement than first. First is a very specific statement talking about much harder fact, much more concrete, would have heard level fact than third. Third is a more generic fact, which we can derive from the name itself. So if we have to choose between 1 and 3, 1 and 3 together will not be the answer. And between 1 and 3 also, if you have to choose, 3 has a very high chance of being correct and 1 has a very high chance of being incorrect. And second is pure, like clear defect. Are you with me in this question? Give me a thumbs up. Neil.
Sir, now I understood this question for these options, sir.
Huh.
Okay, now the options are being changed in the UPSC.
Huh.
So for 3 statement questions, the 4 options are 1 correct, 2 correct, all the 3 correct, or none.
None correct. Okay.
So based on second statement is obviously false because it's a defect.
Yes.
So now among the first and third, and only 1 is correct.
No, we are not saying between first and third only 1 is correct. We are saying 1 and 3 together will not be correct.
Yes, sir. 1 and 3 will not be correct. So it will be either
both
none
can be false
or
also. Both can be false also.
Both can be false also, sir.
But both will not be correct.
Both will not be correct.
So either the first is correct, or the third is correct, or both are false.
So the options remaining will be none of the statements are correct, or at least 1 will be correct.
Yes.
So now how do we choose between that, sir? How do you come to
none? Yes. Now just see, between 1 and 3, 3 is at least easier than 1.
Yes,
it's a more generic processable statement.
Yes, sir.
So just see what is the problem. Let's try to find some problem. In order for 3 to be wrong, it should have some problem, right?
Yes, sir.
So what problem can we find? The only problem that we can find is whether it all UN members, firstly, right?
Yes, sir.
And secondly, maybe it is not submitting to General Assembly for approval.
Yes.
But then you have to go for the syllabus, how you prepare. If it is not General Assembly, then what will it be? Is it UNSC? If it is submitting to UNSC only, then if it is credentials भी check कर रहा है, UNSC को भी submit कर रहा है, then would have heard हो रहा है ना?
Yes, sir.
Because every year it will be doing something like that, then checking the credentials, updating the credentials, just like UNFCCC में submit होते हैं, achievements, emissions, records, data, right? INDCs.
Yes. But actually, it meets every year, sir.
Meets every year.
It afterwards.
Yes. We are not worried about the second statement. We are only choosing between the first and the third one, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. It will not be a committee like which is working, checking the credentials only once, and then it is never checking the credentials.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the fun? Like, it will be functional only once, and then it is not functioning. And look at the second statement. It is saying it is meeting 3 times in a year.
Yes.
So then it is not syncing, right?
Yes.
So that means it should be checking more than once, like more frequently, right? Perhaps
Yes,
every
sir.
year it is checking the credentials, updating the credentials, something, right?
Yes, sir.
If that is happening, and if it is submitting the report to UNSC, and it is checking India's credentials and submitting report to UNSC, is it not would have heard in that case?
Yes, sir. It would have heard.
Yes.
If it is, yes.
If it is submitting, if it is checking India's credentials and submitting to UNSC, which is the most important UN body, then would have heard. Only
Yes.
UNGA things we will not hear, right? UNGA is very generic. Okay, thousands
Yes.
of things can be there in UNGA, so this also could be one of them, that kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
But if it is UNSC, submitting to UNSC only, checking India's credentials and submitting to UNSC, is it not equivalent to UNFCCC? INDCs submit every year, emissions data,
Yes.
etc. submitted every year. So it is in news, right? We hear about it.
Yes, sir.
So from that angle also, first is a problem statement. So at least between these two, third one has a very high chance of being correct because of its otherwise generic and processable nature.
And no, I don't have problem with first and second now, sir. The problem is how do you mark third statement as right? Because we have another option as
Because
none also.
yes, because we don't have a reason to say third is wrong. We should have a reason to say third is wrong. What reason do we have?
Okay, sir.
We
So
don't have a
we
reason.
okay, sir.
You know, because see, in these kind of questions where we are processing so much, investing so much time, analyzing so much, giving no statement is correct. Like UPSC should give some hint to catch, right, that no statement is correct. We are not having that hint in the third statement, do we?
No, sir, no.
Instead
So
of
we have to
UNGA, if instead of UNGA, if it said UNSC, then third will be wrong because of would have heard.
Yes, sir.
That's a big hint.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And UNGA, it will not give any other body also, because if it is giving any other body other than UNGA, and if that body is unknown, then HTBC, then it has to be correct only.
Yes, sir.
UNGA only will create the maximum amount of confusion. So that's why it is given.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear?
Got it, sir.
Yeah. So when you are processing the statements this year, just see the nature of the question. Like, what is the chance that all statements can be correct in a question? What is the chance that no statement may be correct in a question? See the standard fact nature of the question. In standard fact questions, no statement may be correct. In standard fact question, all statements also may be correct. It depends on the nature of the facts that is asked, because it's testing your knowledge, right? But if it's a non-standard question, generally in non-standard question, there's a very low chance that all statement may be correct or no statement is correct. All and none generally in non-standard question are not the answer, but then each question is unique. You have to, you know, go through the rigors of that question to decide that. Okay.
Got it.
Any other doubt in this question? This was very good discussion. Neil, good question you had asked. Any other doubt? No? Fine, then we'll stop for today. That will be the deep fact technique for you guys. And I'll be giving some practice questions. I'll just start giving some practice questions. Maybe every day we can meet now. One question, Monday to Friday, we can meet. One question at 3 p.m. we can discuss, maybe 15-20 minutes, just that. Just one question daily. And we can be in touch with ET. In case you wish to purchase the course, in the full course, everything is covered, like all questions from 2011 till 2023, the oral tests, etc., current affairs also I give. So everything is covered from ET angle. In case you wish to purchase that, please message me. Otherwise, Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. we will meet, and one question we will do when the new technique comes. We'll have a techniques class. Otherwise, practice questions we can start now that we have done the deep fact technique, right? So thank you guys, and we'll meet tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye-bye.